This actually just happened in the beginning, or at least in the middle of the show so far, is because we were talking about, hey, who's good, who's not good, or who's going to be the best and whatever. But the EA Sports College Football video game is continuing to put out their little teasers and everything. And now we have a little bit of an idea of the Razorback ratings on the game and who is the highest and where the rest of it goes into play. And so they Razorbacks put out this little graphic where the top rated hogs on the video game, Fernando Carmona is the highest rated Razorback at 92 overall. Omega Blake, the wide receiver we just discussed, the new transfer, 87 overall. And Talon Green, QB1 at 86 overall. We'll bring up the other numbers and graphics here. But guys, do you feel like this is right? Feel fair for these three players and where they're rated at?
Carmona must be that dude. I wonder if they have him listed as a guard or a tackle on the game, and how it impacts if they shift him inside
center.
I bet they have him as a guard, and I don't think it takes that much to be highly rated as a guard. If you Curtis, once you get into the recruiting, and once you take over a program, you'll learn you always have that option in the offseason of position changes. If you've got an 84 left tackle, move him to right guard, he'll be 91. Like, it's just like one of those things, and I always will eagle with it when I need to.
I wonder where Corey Robinson is on this list, if he's on this list. I know we'll look at that in a second. Omega Blake at 87. That's pretty high praise there for a guy transferring up into the SEC. And I know he had good production, but it wasn't like crazy. So they must really value his ability to get over the top and catch the deep ball. Talon at an 86. I like that a lot. I think that's about right for Talon.
I think that's about right for Talon. I also think Talon, for anybody that actually wants to play this game, Talon is one of the best. He was last year, he was like 81, 82 or something like that. He was pretty fun to play with. Like, he's one of the more quarterbacks, obviously, in the country. It has a lot of the good skill sets. I think 86 is about right. For Omega Blake, that definitely is interesting. I'll be interested to see what his speed rating is. I didn't see him on the top 10 list, so we know it's not 97 or higher. But I bet he's got 93, 94 speed. I mean, the best deep threat in the country last year. That definitely probably had to play into it. I think that's interesting. I don't know if I would have expected Omega Blake to be that high, but I'm not going to complain about it.
The biggest question here for Talon Green is not his rating, but if they fixed his hair.
Yeah.
Long dreads.
Yeah. That hopefully they have some sort of in between where you don't have to have dreads down to your mid back or no dreads at all. Like, hopefully they at least fix that. But I will say, guys, compared to, I just put up the ratings for what it was last year. So Carmona's 92 overall. The highest rated player for Arkansas last year was Landon Jackson at 91 overall. So to kind of give you a little bit of an idea, after that was Luke Haas at 88, and then Jaquinton Jackson was 86. So you have basically three players that your top three players being around the same ratings at least, but this time it's Carmona, Omega Blake, as well as Talon Green. Because last year Talon Green was an 80 overall, so he jumped up 6 spots as far as his rating goes and everything like that. And of course, most of the other players are no longer on the team or anything. But the no-fly zone Hudson Clark was 85 overall, but I don't know if they're going to be able to replace him or not. But either way, that's 3 of them. Now going into the next set of ratings, 83 overall, 82 overall. Yeah, 83 overall, you have quite a few of Braylon Russell, Phillip Lee, Jaheim Singletary, Cam Shanks, and Mike Washington. And then at 82 overall, you have Larry Worth III, Jordan Young, Connie Walker, Raylan Sharp, Cam Ball, Devin Bale, shout out to him, Selman Bridges, and Quincy Rhodes Jr.
Jaheim Singletary PR team out of this world, bro.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Also, Selman, I've never played Bridges too.
Yeah, where's Sorry on this list?
No Sorry. I already tweeted about that. That's ridiculous.
I could see an argument for Sorry being like 85, 86.
Yeah. Him not being in the top. I mean, what is that? 8? That's a lot of guys.
Cam Ball should be a little disrespected too, low key. Like Cam Ball and Larry Worth. I like Larry Worth a lot. I like him, but like, I feel like there's different levels there.
Well, because here's the thing. So looking at, if I'm doing my math correctly, which is always nerve-wracking, but that's 16 players that's listed. You're telling me that Xavier Sorey is not one of the top 16 players on the Razorback football team? Get out of here with that.
That's wild. That, and then, I mean, I thought it was a nice pickup and an underrated pickup, but like Phillip Lee, I'm not even that upset about him being an 83 as I am just him being over a guy like Cam Ball. Or even Quincy Rhodes, who's at least done this in the SEC. It's, it's not a knock on Phillip Lee. I'm just saying I don't understand the thought process here.
Connie Walker, great young man, great man of character, man of faith, prides himself as being a man of faith. 82 overall, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and also to give you guys this a little idea there, Cam Ball, 82 overall. You want to guess his rating last year?
82.
82 overall.
I remember being like, I played the game a good bit, but I remember it being kind of similar.
Yeah. So he didn't jump. Quincy Rhodes though is at 82. He was 76 last year. So he had a pretty big jump there. Let's see if
they're never going to replace they're never going to replace video game All-American Eric Gregory. Like Arkansas
like on this game will be or 85 or something like that last year.
Yeah. Let's see. They didn't even have, I don't think they had Larry Worth even on the game last year, at least not in the beginning part of it. So I was trying to just see if, like, comparatively speaking, where these other guys were rated last year. Of course, like Braylon Russell was 70 overall, jumped up to 83. Not surprised there. Singletary, though, he was 80 overall last year. Now he's jumped up to 83.
That's just a former 5-star thing. Gotta be.
Has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I don't really know what to think. I mean, I know that they're just video game ratings. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to know the thought process. I'd love to know the ins and outs of what they do and how they approach this when it comes to the ratings themselves. Because in the top 3 players on there, I didn't have any issues with it. We could argue about, is Carmona a 92 overall or just a 90? Like, yeah, we could argue that. But as far as the ratings go and where the players line up and all of that, again, the Xavier Sori thing is the most absurd thing I've seen on this. Like, I cannot believe they did not have him as one of the top 16 players.
For me, I look at this and I feel like Sori should be rated above every one of these guys that's pictured right now. And then maybe Steven Dix should be on this list. Yeah. Like maybe he should be a guy that's, and who the hell knows, maybe he's an 81 or something on the game. But Sori not being on, it's egregious. It has to either be an oversight or he didn't opt into the game or so. Like there's no way that Xavier Sori is on this roster on this video game and he's like an 80 overall. There's no way.
I mean, I'm not trying to be dramatic and add to this. Like, it'd be one thing if it's like, hey, you could make some arguments. Xavier Sori is better at football than every single person on the screen right now.
He is.
Like, every single one of them. It's not like, we could maybe switch him out with Connie. It's like literally every single person on that screen. Like I would have him comfortably rated above.
Yeah, he's the best player on defense, man. I mean, that's wow.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. But hey, here's the good news, though, folks. You're always talking about, hey, Arkansas doesn't have any good players and everything. Hey, they do have a top 10 player in one of the things here on the video game, and that's the fastest player, Jordan Anthony, number 4. Except Jordan Anthony's not actually on the team anymore. So
listen, aside from the hilarious fact that he's not on the team and he's not going to play football, but we'll still get to play with him on the video game. I also think if you win the entire national championship in track, you should probably be number 1 fastest players on the game, right? I mean, I feel like he's earned that right given the unreal year. Jordan Anthony, one of the most accomplished athletes on campus at U of A.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering, why is he the 4th at 99 speed? Why wasn't he number 1? Are we not doing alphabetical order here? Isn't that what you're supposed to do, Big J journalist out there? You're supposed to, if things are even, you got to go in alphabetical or some crap like that. Why is he only at number 4? Why isn't he above Nick Harbor?
Yeah, and then if you were going in alphabetical order by team name, he'd be up there too. This is it's egregious. Just is. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Can't believe they screwed over the player that's not on the team anymore.
No respect.
If any of those 3 young men, Pleasant, Brown, and Harbor, want to line up on the track and duel it out with Jordan Anthony, be our guest.
Exactly.
Yeah, would love to see that. But also, too, wanted to bring this up, and this doesn't have Arkansas, but top 20 quarterbacks rated in the game in college football. Do you guys see anything from this that is a little like, don't know about that? Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, and Drew Aller, Aller is the top 3 quarterbacks all rated at 92.
John Mateer
said that Talon should be a 90, and so I'm pulling this up just to say, well, now we have all the quarterback ratings, and I'm curious if you still feel that way after seeing how they rated some of the other guys. I'm not saying that you're wrong if you do feel that way. I just wonder if you do after seeing some of these dudes on here. Your boy Nussmeier, Andrew, I call him your boy. I know he's not really your boy, but you think he's about that life, one of the best or the best to be in the country?
Well, it's tough because it's like I think he's as good or not, if not better than Drew Aller. I think that's probably like the right range, but I think the fact that all the quarterbacks that are the best in the country are 92 tells you a little bit. Like it's like there's not really that frontline top level quarterback in college football this year, but there's a lot of really older kids that are really good. Leck Klubnik's been around for a while. I think he's a senior now, or I guess he'll be a junior now. Him, Nussmeier, very experienced. Aller's a 3-year starter. The Levitt kid, he's also a 4-year guy. Like, there's a lot of really older, like pretty good quarterbacks, and I think Nussmeier fits in there. Kevin Jennings, SMU, I think is a little too low here. I like him. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in college football. Definitely better than Arch Manning and Carson Beck and John Mateer.
I was about to say that when I see John Mateer and Carson Beck up there to 91, that seems pretty high to me.
Low key. I can see the case for overrated or underrated for Nico Iamaleava. Like if we're assuming he's going to be the same level player, I think he's probably a 90-plus guy, but he's also not practiced with his team, so maybe he's not an 88.
I also see Colorado with Caden Salter, which it's like I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, and I'm also saying like this is tough because who are you going to put above him or whatever. But I feel like that's just like a Deion Sanders Colorado bias there, where a guy who literally threw for 1,800 yards last year at Liberty, and he goes Colorado's 88 overall. It's like okay.
As someone who bet on Liberty multiple times last year, Caden Salter is not one of the top 40 quarterbacks in the country. I'm telling you right now, he's not.
You know who is? Diego Pavia, baby.
That's right.
That. I absolutely love that he's getting his respect on there.
Curtis, Darian Mensah's my guy. He was at Tulane last year.
Yeah,
9-5 at 2 or 9-4 at Tulane, and now he's at Duke. I wanted Arkansas to go after him. Honestly, I was like, that dude nasty. He ended up. He was the guy that like took a fat NIL deal, and his coach like went out and like dragged Duke publicly. He's like, well, now I got to go to the bowl game with a backup quarterback because they just decided to take my QB.
Yeah. They got, I guess, only 3 quarterbacks from the SEC, or 4 quarterbacks, I guess, from the SEC listed with Nussmeier, Mateer, Arch Manning, or DJ Lagway, and then Diego. So 5. Okay.
Well,
so
Norris Sellers,
too.
Oh, okay. So 6. Yeah, I'm completely looking at it wrong then.
Shout out to Avery Johnson, by the way. I have my only day covering recruiting. I interviewed Avery Johnson.
No,
nice.
Well, there you go.
I remember that day.
Not the former Alabama and San Antonio Spurs coach, or Dallas Mavericks coach, not Spurs.
Not the Doc Rivers mini-me guy who has the same voice as Doc Rivers.
Buckle your seatbelts.
I interviewed that Avery Johnson about Eric Musselman one time.